Welcome back to the Big Six Podcast. Look at that, the fountains at the Bellagio. We're right there at the base. There's the Sphere and Brock Purdy.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm starting my residency there on Friday in case anybody wants to buy tickets.
Pete is actually a magician, so look out for that.
My tickets are more expensive than Taylor Swift, so take that for what it's worth.
All right, Pete, that brings us to Through the Air, presented by United Airlines. Let's get to this. Which quarterback needs to do more to win the game? And I'm going to go right to my poll prediction to get this thing started. We saw Brock Purdy there all over the Sphere. And I'm going to say that Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, Iowa State, throws for more yards than Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has outthrown opposing quarterbacks in 2 or 3 Super Bowls. Didn't need that stat, Producer Debo, but thank you for that. But I think there's an opportunity where, and we talked about this, the Chiefs get up early, they may lean on the run game, and then Kyle Shanahan has to empty the playbook that involves Brock Purdy throwing passes all over the yard. Maybe Chris Jones gets 3 sacks as a result of that. Pete, I'll ask you first. How does this boldness strike you?
It's not that bold.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bold. I really don't. I think it's entirely possible, so from a bold standpoint, it's an F. I mean, seriously.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously. Seriously.
Why can't Brock Purdy throw for more yards, if particularly Pacheco has the type of game that I think he's going to have? I think it's a bad, bold prediction.
You almost said a bad word there, didn't you?
No, it's a bad, bold prediction, and I'm giving you an F.
Thank you. I earned the
F.
See, now this is beautiful because I get to spike grade you without giving you a worse grade than Pete did because you already got an F.
I mean, geez.
I'll give you a C-. You're going to feel better about it.
I feel great about it.
You feel great about the C- I'm giving you. And I'm giving you the C- because I agree with Pete. I think it's possible that the Chiefs are just up for most of this game and the 49ers are playing catch-up, and that results in Brock Purdy throwing the ball more. Plus, you think about the 49ers offense, they dump it off. They're not afraid to get it off in short spaces to McCaffrey, to Debo, to Brandon Ayuk, to Kittle, these guys who pick up massive yards after the catch, and you pile up the yak, you don't have to throw it downfield. So I think it's a C-.
Let me get in this fun fact before you crush me as well, Breach. The only time that Mahomes didn't outpace the quarterback he played in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, who went for 304 versus Patrick's 182 last year.
Look at this graphic, by the way.
Passing yards this postseason, not available. All right, Breach, give me some good news.
All right, Wilson, let me start with Prisco's grade. I love that Prisco grades. If your bold prediction contradicts his bold prediction, he knocks your grade down.
Automatic.
That's new to the show. I love it.
That is a good plot twist.
So that is great.
Like, no, that doesn't go with mine. F.
So, Wilson, if you would have added Purdy throws for more yards than Mahomes, but they both throw for under 230, something like that, I think I would have given it an A-.
Okay.
But instead, I'm going to give it a B because I do think
thank you.
There is some boldness here. I think both teams are going to try to run the ball. I like Pete's prediction, but I also think the 49ers are going to try and run the ball with Christian McCaffrey. I don't think we're going to see a quarterback go out there and throw for 400 yards. No. I think we're going to see lower numbers by both of them. So I do think there is some boldness here, Ryan.
Did you expect 304 from Jalen Hurts last year?
No.
Okay, so it can happen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not likely, but that's what the word bold means.
Purdy's had more passing yards in both the rounds so far in the playoffs than Mahomes, and now he might be throwing against a Mahomes team that has a lead against him.
Right. It's not.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear Brent, so I went back and changed his grade to F-. Okay. That was Through the Air, presented by United Airlines. Let's hope this bold prediction goes a little better than the last one, Breach, because that was not fun. All right, this one feels pretty good. Okay.
Please tell me you don't have a punting bold prediction.
Oh, boy.
I do not.
You're not
erase
like
it. Start over.
I do not.
Mitch Wishnowsky picks the Gatorade color.
It's a halftime show prediction.
He's a great punter.
Oh, no.
It's not. Usher's first song will be
a Taylor Swift cover.
Oh,
that's a good one. All right, there are at least as many turnovers as touchdowns in this game. Now that, my friends, is bold. And Pete, I was informed by research to ask you if you remember Super Bowl V, also known as the Blunder Bowl. The Colts beat the Cowboys 16-13.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Do you remember how many turnovers were in that game?
If they had that game played now, everybody turned it off. It was one of the worst games ever.
Do you know how many turnovers?
I like turnovers.
It was.
Well, look, think about the camera you look into.
Yeah, it was 11.
11.
And it was a bunch of field goals the whole game. It was terrible.
One of Breach's favorite Super Bowls.
He would have had.
Hey, fun fact: Jim O'Brien kicked the game-winning field goal there. A rookie kicker.
He was a rookie. That's
and
right.
we have a rookie
and
kicker this year.
How did the rest of his career go after that kick?
I'm sure. You know what? If you kick a game-winning kick in the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter how the rest of your career goes.
Just like any other kicker, he flashed and he
won
disappeared.
a Super Bowl. That's a story you tell the rest of your life.
Like Papa Breach, he flashed and he disappeared.
We're talking about Jim O'Brien 53 years later. My God, I hope my dad's not watching. He's catching strays.
I'm kidding, Papa Breach.
Talking about catching strays. Jim Breach. Dallas had 10
The all-time winning scorer for the Bengals, Frisco? What?
No, your dad was a good kicker. This was a terrible game. I'm telling you, the narrative after that game was so bad, and people were criticizing the NFL. I'm telling you, it was a bad football game.
So, also, in addition to the 11 turnovers, Dallas had 10 penalties in that game. Not a lot of good football being played in Super Bowl V here. But again, at least as many turnovers in that game as touchdowns. And tell us about Super Bowl 54. How many interceptions were in that game, Pete?
There were 4 in that game.
The last time these two teams met up.
That's why I think it's possible that you'll see turnovers in this game. So I don't think that actually isn't. That's pretty good. I'm going to give you a B+ for that one.
Amen, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
From Pete Briscoe in this
follow his lead, baby.
That's like an A+ on a normal one. I'll give you a B.
Just out of spite. Okay.
Yeah,
a B+ and a B. You mentioned the last one between these two. 4 turnovers, 6 touchdowns. So pretty high number. And there is just a fascination to this prediction because if you have 5 touchdowns total, 5 turnovers, I mean, that would be crazy. I'm going to give Wilson an A-.
All right, I'll take it.
You know what's kind of funny?
I'll bump it up to a B+.
You know what's kind of lost in all that? I gave your dad a stray, and you quickly, the leading scorer in Bengals history.
He had in the chamber.
I was ready for Briscoe to throw a stray. I'm always ready for anything Briscoe
Just
tosses
like Papa
out.
Breach.
I mean, out of nowhere.
Flash and disappear.
Hey, Jim Breach, this side of the set loved you.
Friend of the podcast, Jim Breach.
And we apologize.
No, not friend of Briscoe's.
Not friend of Pete Briscoe's. All right. Ryan Wilson didn't do so hot in the bowl predictions. I think I came in last place. Pete, you may have come in first place. Congratulations on that.
I like my bowl.
Well, you don't come in first place, so your prediction hits at the game.
I've had a good run since we've started this, though. You got to admit.
Yeah,
Well, what if Briscoe's handing out these Fs and then one of the predictions he gave an F to ends up hitting? That means he gets the F.
That's right. I'll take the F if yours hits, okay?
All right.
Take the F.
We're going to take a quick break, though. When we come back, we're going to do some more blind rankings. Pete's favorite game when he comes on the podcast every week. We're going to rank our Super Bowls, and Pete's going to be the guest ranker right after this.